Welcome to another grand episode of What You Mean.
Yes, sir.
Episode 11.
Episode 11. We are your hosts from left to right.
James.
Big Tree.
Nick.
We appreciate your time. So, what do we have on the docket today, gents?
Start us off with the TD Jakes thing. What is this?
Boy. So, I just wanted to get your input on that shit. You saw
Mine, I don't have it.
I got you.
I don't even know what we're talking
So,
about.
I'm just being honest with you.
Okay,
Honestly, I've seen it, but, and this is unlike me, podcast world, I did not dive into it to find out what was going on. All I heard was TD Jakes was at a Diddy party. And that's all I knew.
Alright, so if that's all you know, this is all I need you to know. Because what he said was, so basically to pick him up on the thing. So
For everybody watching that doesn't know.
yeah, so it was some guy that just, and this is old news, probably 2 weeks old now. So some guy that came out and pretty much said he was gonna, whistleblow on a lot of people, and he named TD Jakes and stuff like that. So to run it down is, so TD Jakes had a he's a pastor, so he basically
Bishop TD Jakes.
Bishop TD Jakes. So he basically had a sermon, and this is what he said on his first time speaking. If he was to do such a thing, he's covered in the blood of Jesus, and so his sins will be washed away.
Right.
I have a problem with that.
Well, I heard him say that if you came to hear him speak about a lie, then you've wasted your time coming to because he just he didn't spend any time defending himself or lack thereof, regardless of what was said. He just didn't give it any attention. But I can't speak intelligently on it, so I'm listening right now.
He started off with that, what you said. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is the controversial part is he didn't say he didn't do it or he did do it. He just said if he did do it, he's covered in the blood of Jesus and God will forgive his sins.
Well,
I have a problem with
why
that.
would you have a problem with that?
Because as a pastor, God is a forgiving God. But as a pastor, you don't commit a sin knowing it's a sin and knowing you can get forgiven by it.
Right.
I just have a problem.
I get what you're
with
saying.
that.
I don't believe that, and I'm not defending it either way. But if I'm hearing that, I'm hearing like I don't have to discuss anything with you. I will pray about it with my God, and like that. That's what I got from it. But if he did literally mean, hey, if I did something, I'm covered, and then that's just hypocritical to me. If that's the context in which he said it. And once again, I have no knowledge of this. I'm learning about this right now. This portion of it.
I don't speak for TD Jakes. He said it, so it's all on everywhere. So
right, but my thing is, when you become that big in whatever you do, and your decision making becomes key, especially nowadays in the social media era. Everyone's the media, and if they have receipts of you being there, then the narrative can be, skewed or not. You know what I mean? They can run with it the way they want to. So just if you become famous or become a giant at what you do, make sure that you are crossing your T's and dotting your I's. So, and in the same breath with that, I don't know if it happened, but the whole Jeffrey Epstein flight log, the names are supposed to be redacted. Supposed to be over 200 names that are going to be unredacted. So prior to this, the names were crossed out on the list, but the judge has decided to make it public knowledge. And from what I understand, it's going to be people that some people are employees, obviously, but there's going to be some names on there that we probably know.
I sent you one. I sent you a lot of stuff, so I don't know if you've seen it or not. But Epstein has a big picture, life-size picture of a former president up on his as soon as you walk in.
Okay.
And he's dressed in a dress. And so basically they was like saying, I got you, bitch. You wanna come out? You wanna spill the beans? You see this right here? I got you right here.
Well,
you got that one?
all I will say
Don't
is
say the
this.
name, but
I wouldn't say the name, but
yeah.
all I'll say is this. Do you think that guy killed himself in jail?
No.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Hey, there we go. So I'll just
Absolutely not.
maybe that wasn't the smartest thing to do.
And all those people that like are around it now, that there's people on the list that mysteriously died like recently. I don't know the names that are gonna be on it. I saw some of the names would be like a name, and then it would show like two people's names, and then it would say one female,
one male. They'll put their age.
Yeah, it didn't say their
didn't say the actual name.
So
it'll put the amount of times they've been logged and going.
Yeah.
There.
So that,
But when you, and I tie that back into the TD Jakes thing, right? So these people whose names are being unredacted, you don't think about this type of stuff when it's real time. You know what I mean? When you're in it and doing it's not a big deal. And granted, many of those people may not have known that
what they was going to,
what they were, but even if you're there, it could be like Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
And one side of the island could be some shit you don't. You understand what I'm saying? So
I'm pretty sure they had some contract.
So when you're talking about ex-presidents and royalty from, because Prince Andrew he's paying quite a bit of money to a charity for whatever actions he took on Epstein Island with said young lady, and that's public knowledge right now. But I say that just when you're going, a lot of people don't know that they're going to things that are going to be notorious in the future. You may not know all the goings ons that that happens, because there's quite a few prominent people who will go out here to this man's island, and you can't just assume that everybody was going out there to to indulge in things that weren't tasteful or whatever you want to call it. So that's for me. So I'm sure there's going to be people on there that just going to be like, well, I just went to a party. I got invited, and so, and I'm sure there was others there that were there for what they were there for too,
Yeah, I think what I would look more into is how many times each person went there.
There we go.
If somebody keeps going back over and over and over and over.
That president I was talking about that he has a picture of in his house as soon as you walk in.
He's been there a lot.
It was a lot. I think.
So somebody like that probably knows.
Was it over 100 or something?
I can't think of how many times.
Well, if it's that bad, then that.
It was a lot.
But yeah, man, like I said, there's a pattern will be shown. So if that's in your nature, it's in your nature, and truth. One thing, the truth will come to light at some point in time.
Oh, it's coming to light every day, and we don't see it.
No, I mean,
it's right
for
there
us who pay attention to it.
Right. I see it, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, those are,
That's the meaning of being a
Do you think that this? Do you think the people who are prepping, do you think they're crazy or no?
No.
You think? Do you think?
Oh, when you say prepping, hold on for us for our audience, and when he says prepping, I'm assuming you mean doomsday prepping,
yes.
Like that, like the movie,
like trying to get like solar panels, like meals that are ready to eat, and like bags that like are dehydrated that they can just warm up, like walkie-talkies, bug out. But like, are these people crazy or do you think?
I do not believe they're crazy. It's no different than back before my time when nuclear war was the big, the big scary thing that the world thought was going to happen. And people were really non-perishable foods, People getting bunkers built and all these things, and it's in preparation for something that was a true threat and still could be to this day. But do I think people are crazy for doing it? Not at all. Do I think people like some of us are lax with it? I do. I think we take a lot of things for granted, like things could never happen, or and if you watch the movie Leave the World Behind, it leaves a lot of curiosity into what would we do if something like that really happened, and how prepared would we be as individuals or as families or as a nation, dare I say, to deal with something like that, because we're already a tribal place. And when I say tribal, we tend to stick to what we know, and who we're around. I think in an event like that, I think we would need each other to get through. And I think that would be the downfall of everything if everyone sticks to their tribe. Because then it becomes a selfish thing and it's not a us thing. You know what I mean?
But it's who you can trust, though.
But that's the whole point. At a time like...
That's why they said civil war.
But at a time like that, if there's not a foreign enemy coming, if it's technology that we're up against, let's just say to speak, you know what I mean? So those of us who have survival skills versus those who don't, why would I let someone perish just because of lack of knowledge? And it's something that I could...
But just like in the movie.
Right.
That guy was all prepared and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then when his neighbors actually need him, he wasn't there for him.
Right. So
he put a gun out on him.
Once again, nugget. That's another...
That's what we'll do.
Doesn't have to be.
But we'll do that.
Yeah, people will. But it's being depicted in that way so that people like us, and we can start sparking these conversations and have them and say, okay, if I'm prepared and you're not, why would I let you die and I can help you? Let's get to that. Let's get to the root cause of that right there. Forget about everything else. Why would I feel comfortable letting someone else perish when I know for a fact that I have what they need to survive or to get them through this? That's the question we need to be asking.
So basically this is, I can say this. Nick sent me a text of like what you can have. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not a nature guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if that was to happen, I am just like that father on that movie. He's a lost man because, technology is all, that's all I got.
Hey, look no further than here. To all my city people like myself, all of my inner city people who live in mass transit communities and people who rely on the commerce or the corner store or the supermarket. Let me just be clear in saying this. If something like that happens, our inner city people will be the first to perish. And here's the reason why. We don't know how to hunt. We don't know how to preserve what we forage and hunt without a refrigerator, without electricity. That's what the outdoorsmen know how to do. They know how to use every part of the animal. So it's not just the food. The fur can be used. Everything on the animal has a part, has a use or a purpose. But we don't have the necessary skills and could care less to learn about it because we think it's
in the grocery store.
Yeah, we go to the grocery store is not always going to be available, man. If the power grid goes, then you'll really see what happens.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would implore, and even myself, I'm preaching to the choir with this one, but like I said, I need to learn, and I'm around people who go hunt and people who can show me how to preserve food for 30 days without a refrigerator, how to make it last. And those are skills that you're going to have if something like that happens in the event, especially here.
And everybody knows, and everybody knows me. About the gun laws and stuff, how I feel about it. As a family, we come to an agreement with that. So, and that's how serious we, not how yeah, I'll say.
So for me,
it is.
So for me, that movie has got you to this point.
Oh yeah.
And so I believe that the movie is doing what its purpose was set out to do. It makes people think.
It woke me up
in a positive way too, you know, and you can always get some positivity out of tragedy or whatever, but we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are having a conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like the movie.
Yeah. Because they're not woke. That's the whole meaning.
And I won't even say woke.
But you know what I'm saying? So remember that whole episode we had when it was just us two, and that was all about I'll just do whatever? Mm-hmm. Nah, dog.
Because I'm telling you, when the grid goes, when we lose the electricity and cell signal, like, dude, if you, once the electricity goes out and they shut down the power grid, I got news for you. You're not going to get trucks. The gas stations are going to go, the first thing to go is going to be the gas. Mm-hmm. That means you're not going to have 18-wheelers bringing supplies to anywhere. Yeah. Like, dude, you're not going to be able to use your phone. You better have solar. There's a lot of stuff.
It's one of those things where the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, once again, the title of the movie is Leave the World Behind.
Written or produced by
people who are in power, but at the same time, I just feel like the whole scenario, if you really looked at the movie, what I took away from the movie was a few things. There was a few messages. I think we are way too dependent on modern technology for everything. Even when technology became available to everyone in computers and storage and everything, things were backed up with paper, with something real that you can touch and go and reference. Mm-hmm. Now it's in a cloud. So, and even with the electric cars, the Teslas that were just piling up, and not to give the movie away, but it's pretty deep. It was, it was just a lot to unpack. And what I got from it again was we rely way too much on technology. We also, our children are caught up in whatever they're caught up in their worlds with their social media or their shows or whatever it is, being oblivious to what's going on around them real time. That's obvious to see if you're a parent or if you pay attention to any kid anywhere these days. A lot of people didn't
get that part about the girl.
Right.
She's a girl. She's not.
She's 13 years old, and all she was worried about was her finishing this last episode of Friends.
People are so upset. Like, oh, I hate the end of the movie. She's a girl that don't know. She's not paying her parents any attention.
Right.
She's focused on
she's focused on.
Yeah.
And,
so I love the fucking movie.
But yeah, man, and also the last thing I got from it is that the only way, and I won't say the only way because anything's possible, but if this experiment, what we call the United States of America, was to ever implode, it's going to start from within. It's not going to be a traditional, they're coming, they're going to bomb us, they're going to do outside. This. No, it's going to happen with the people that are already here assisting outside forces. And you can already start seeing little pieces of it here and there if you really pay attention to the news.
You can't see it.
Yes, you can because they talk about it.
Those terrorists that did, I don't know if I can say it, but the whole 9/11.
9/11 thing?
Yeah, so they was here.
Yeah.
They've been here. They never had they look like regular civilians.
Hence the reason why when you and I had that conversation and you were talking about them securing the border, and I said, yeah, I'm all for it. And you was like, well, why would you do it? Well, because we can't go anywhere in the world and just get into anybody's country.
Oh,
Your ass.
No.
and not even too much that anymore, because after 9/11, you know, I'm from a border town. You know, my where I grew up borders Niagara Falls, and I remember a time you just go to the border, and the border agent comes out, citizenship. You say U.S. What brings you to Canada? Going to Canada's Wonderland or going to Toronto. All right, well, have a nice day. So you
what,
can
what
always.
What do you think it should be like?
I feel like our country is everybody wants to come here.
No, I'm just saying, like, for your trip to Canada, which is borderline,
Right.
and you thought it was too easy. What do you think?
Well, no, now, but that was back then before it was a big deal. But now you have to have your passport, first off, or you have to have what they call an enhanced license. And anybody who lives in a border state that borders Canada can tell you what an enhanced license is. It's a little bit higher level than what, and it will allow you to get, like if you live in Washington State, you can get to Vancouver, or if you live in New York State, you can get to Canada. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, but prior to that, man, it was just, you know, your word. And a lot of people don't know, you don't really need your passport to get out. You needed to get back. So if they don't want to let you back home, they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So
this is the thing. So the whole the 2020. So I had to get that thing because she haven't seen her parents to go over.
Oh
there.
yeah, and just to put it into context, where's your
Germany?
Wife is from Germany.
So and she haven't seen her family in 2 years. So I had to go over there. And so when we went, I didn't have to have it, but coming back, I had to have it.
Absolutely. They don't have
They won't
to
let me
let
come
you back in.
unless I had it.
So a lot of people, and you can take this
You know
for
what I'm saying, Nick?
What?
I can go over there, but I couldn't come back.
without it. So you can leave the country,
I can't come back.
but when it's time to come back home, if you can't show that documentation that you belong where you're trying to get to,
that
what you talking about that?
the 2020 time.
Oh, you talking about for COVID?
Yeah.
See, I didn't, I wasn't doing any traveling or anything.
Yeah, I
like
couldn't
that.
come back.
Oh man,
Unless I
remember that. I remember that. You had to stay, right?
No. I had to have it. You had
to have a test.
Yeah.
Yeah, to come back.
But you can go. You can leave the country without having it. Mm-hmm. But you have to have proof that.
Oh, see, you took me for a loop. I think you were just talking about it in general. I didn't know
No.
you
You
were
have to have
talking about
proof.
I got you.
Proof
Yeah. So, but Nick, I'm telling you, man, it was a different time, and after 9/11 changed the world, like literally the world.
TSA.
Changed. Everything changed.
I don't know how much different that is.
Yeah.
What do you think the border should look like?
Yeah, because that's where we went wrong at, because that's what I was. You and I had not a disagreement, but you didn't seem to agree with me saying that our border should be secure just because, and for no other reason. We can't go to any country in the world and sneak in without either getting killed or locked up.
I'm not saying that.
What makes our country?
I'm not saying that. I do agree we need to protect our borders, but I think this fake ass wall is not protecting nothing.
Forget about the wall. The wall is bullshit. The wall is symbolic.
That was just a waste of time.
Okay, no, it wasn't. Because it works. However far
it didn't work.
It went.
It was a waste of time. It was a
political ploy.
Yeah, that's all it was.
That's all it is, and I get that.
I think I'm all about protecting our borders, but I'm just saying that wall was all publicity stunt, and I thought that was bullshit because that wall didn't do shit. You see them every day.
Have you ever seen the wall? Have you ever seen a full picture of the wall?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I mean, I can care less. I thought it was bullshit.
Okay.
Because it was like you see people now scaling the shit all on YouTube and running to the other shit.
Do you know that they have like detectors out there that detect motion?
But they got that all over the place. They don't need that.
Here's the problem.
But ask the Border Patrol what they think of it.
Here's the problem.
I don't get that.
Here's the problem.
That thing you sent me?
Here's the problem. Border secure, we just don't have enough people to secure it. Like, it's too bad.
You got technology, bro. You can have a drone hovering over the shit.
But that's what I'm saying. ask the Border Patrol what they think of the wall, because they have sensors there, and the people have to either get over it, which is giving them time to get there, or they got to go try and get through it, squeeze through it, which is also giving them time to get there. Ask the Border Patrol what they think.
Okay,
and what they
I
think of the border right now.
I didn't get what you said.
It's not like it's gonna
forget about the Border Patrol. Go to the towns that surround the border. Go to the small towns in Arizona. Go to the small towns in Texas that border Mexico. And then, so, it's so easy for us to sit here from where we are and say, oh, that's bullshit, man, it's America, and people should be able to come over here and do that. And, but just in general, either you with it or you're not. That's what I'm saying. There's no in between. And yeah, it may suck the process to go through to get here, but if we were to, you got to put ourselves in other people's shoes. I get it, but at the same time, dude, I can't even if I wanted to go to Honduras, and maybe I know everybody trying to get from over there, but I can't just sneak in Honduras, even though nobody want to goddamn be there. I can't just go over there and sneak and be all right once I get in there. You understand what I'm saying?
Unless you're running from the law.
So, and I get it, man. I'm a humanitarian, and I get people's home countries are struggling, man. And it's corrupt, and it's a lot of these things. But at the same time, how do you sustain all of that? You know what I mean? Especially with the way our shit is set up over here.
But listen to this. I lived in Miami for years, and everybody probably don't even know this law. America want to let people in who they want to let in.
Oh, hell yeah. I already know what you're about to say before you say it. Can I just say it, please? And I don't mean to overtalk you, but I already know what you're about to say.
Because I got living proof.
And this is the truth. I know what you about that. I know you from Florida, right? And if you don't know, I don't give a damn where you're from in this world. If you reach dry land in the United States of America, they gotta let you stay, unless you're from Haiti.
Exactly.
And I said it because I've seen it with my own two eyes.
I was living there. I know for a fact. I seen it. I seen like live helicopters chasing like a work van.
Now, if they catch you in the water now, that's different.
Yeah, they catch you in the water.
You're in the water, you going back.
Yeah,
but for the Haitian people, it's water or land. You going back. You going back.
And they getting fucked up when they go back. That's the place you don't want to go to. Like if you got caught fleeing, they're dead pretty much.
Man, do you know what's even crazier, dude?
And they are floating all the way here on bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like
I've seen the raps that Cubans go out there fishing.
But the thing is, once they get here, they're home. Yeah.
I feel like I'm a pretty educated guy, and probably
that's bullshit.
I am. Let's see. Probably about 20 years ago was the first time that I ever realized, or even never really thought about it like that, or never looked at it, but did not realize that the Dominican Republic and Haiti was the same place.
Yeah.
Just split one side of the island.
It's not even. It's
one side of the island is desolate, and the other side is fruitful.
But it's not like it's like
right.
Water
There's no
separated.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was like the same landmass. I had no clue.
Yeah. See, like going back to those rafts though, dude. I don't know if you're willing to. These people don't have. Dude, they're just floating over on like a metal object. I've seen them. Like, we found them out there fishing.
Float with anything.
These motherfuckers are out there with compasses that you get out of a cereal box.
Yeah.
Just floating. And they have no idea where they're, like, they don't know. If they go the wrong way, they're fucked.
They just anywhere is better than
where they are. So just think about that, too. Think about that in and of itself, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going somewhere and you have no clue.
And you know somebody from a communist
where you're going, and then just imagine what that. And this may be a bad analogy, but I liken it to the people who were trapped in the building in 9/11. To mentally know. Think about how bad that had to be. to mentally know that you are 100+ stories in the air, but you rather jump out this window than to deal with what is inside of this
Collapse
building.
of a building.
Well, no, the sheer heat from the fire in the building.
And the collapse.
And I get that, but the collapse hadn't happened yet.
That
People were jumping from the flames, dude.
Yeah.
But just think, like, you're gonna die either way.
Dude, anybody would do it. I saw.
Yeah, I would jump too, because heat is about you put you put your
hand
hand over the grill.
And y'all know I'm a dog lover, so I see all types of. I try not to see animals getting hurt, but you know, if I watch a dog video, you never know what's gonna pop up on social media. So, but it was a hard to look at, but it was a good story. So it was a apartment building on fire, and the people that lived in it got out, and their dog was trying to get out, and the fires was coming, and the dog was catching on fire, and he had no choice to jump. The dog just jumped, and when they caught him, and the dog was survived. But when you see the dog, like it was gray. Yeah. The dog was gray. His whole back was black from the heat, the tar, the fire. Listen, you would jump.
Hell yeah! But I'm just using that as an analogy because for you to just blindly get on this raft and then just go, right? And how many people have come here and then said, "Man, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be when they get here." You know what I'm saying? It may be better than what they're used to seeing, but at the same time,
I gotta know.
There ain't no love over here for people, man.
I'll take the love compared to any other place.
Yeah.
But truth, I can't pronounce his name, but the UFC fighter that
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, you should hear his story. I sent him the videos, but this guy can't swim. He fled his home country from Africa to go to France on the made-up raft, and he can't even swim across the sea, which is the craziest thing ever. And he tried it so many times, got caught, got beat by police, and he tried it 3 times before he was successful to get to the ocean. Get to France, but he don't even know how to swim, and he was on a made-up raft with some made-up life vest, like a tire, inner tube, and stuff like that. He was determined to leave where he was from.
You said the right word, determination. You never know what situations will have you do. That's why I always say I'll try to never say. There's certain things I know that I won't do, but I try not to say, that I won't ever do something, because you never know when you're presented with certain situations how you'll react or what you'll need to do to ensure your survival. You know what I mean? So it's easy. Some things are easier said than done. It's easy to say things, but I try to keep an open mind and say, all right, well, I know some things. There's some things that I can say, all right, well, I know I'm not going to do that. And if I got to die, then so be it. I'm just not doing that. But other things, you just never know.
But just look what he did, from rags to riches.
Yeah. But where else can you do that? And I don't care what anyone else says. There's no place in the world that you can go.
You can be a millionaire overnight if you want to.
Absolutely, you can. We can hate it or say this place sucks or whatever, but there is absolutely no place on this planet that we can go and become
millionaires overnight.
Millionaires in whatever amount of time we're there. It's tough to do in other places.
Yeah.
It's just not set up like that.
Ask Tamara. She came from a communist country. She should tell you. You should listen to her about how her money went living over there and where she's from.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I want to hear about that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Where's she from again?
I can't pronounce it, but it's the Russia area.
Turkmenistan, I think.
Yeah, I have no. It started with a T. But yeah.
We work around a lot of people from different places, so it'll be cool to get a few people on just to see what their then and now is like, as opposed to how are you a different person compared to prior to being here versus being where you're from, and then just coming here, like, how's that changed your life for the good or bad?
Yeah, I could talk to Karina for that.
Absolutely. You say who? Oh yeah, definitely. And every place has its goods and bads. I don't care. Even we could think some places are the worst place in the world if we'll let the TV tell you that this place is terrible, but then you got people who go like, hey, what are you talking about? This place is great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I won't live no other place, so
I could.
I don't want to.
I mean,
where would you go?
Let's see. I could probably live somewhere in Africa, like Ghana or something like that. I've never been, but I heard it's great. I could definitely go over there and be able to ride it out. I could probably go to, it's cold, but I could live in Canada. I could live in Toronto.
I mean, that's pretty much America.
Nah, it ain't.
Yeah, it is.
Bullshit until you get over there. You'll
I
realize very quickly you are not in America.
I couldn't do it because of the gun laws.
And that's just about anywhere though.
Yeah.
Other than here, that's why people think we're batshit crazy over here because
I agree.
There's no. But here's the thing. If we don't have it, then what?
He doesn't believe that tyrannical government could overthrow us like that.
Absolutely, but listen, in the grand scheme of things, I don't give a shit how many guns we got as citizens.
19. That's so.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Every citizen can have a gun, right?
What would they want to do?
What do we do against a Black Hawk? What do we do against ballistic missiles? What do we do against long range?
What do we do in Vietnam?
Prior to modern technology.
Swamp a whole country.
That was guerrilla warfare, dude.
Exactly,
no technology.
But now,
no technology.
it would be totally different because now they've got GPS.
Radar.
How do they attack them?
They got GPS.
What if this house is good?
Stop
this
that.
house is bad.
Stop that.
That house is good.
They
that
don't
house
give a fuck.
They don't care. It's going to be collateral damage.
The government is just going to.
It's going to be collateral damage.
No way.
Yeah.
All right. You think they're going to go out here and say,
yeah.
put the red mark on this house. This guy is safe.
No, I think they can.
Exactly. So if they got to do something, it's going to get done.
Yeah.
And whoever ain't supposed to be there is going to be collateral damage.
I can tell you.
Happens every day.
80% of the military would not do it.
Yeah, they would.
No, they would.
Listen, check this out. They may not want to do it.
They brainwashed.
They may not want to do it.
I'm telling you right now.
Hey,
I'm telling you, when you start the military,
anybody in your family that's in the military, when they receive an order, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
What if it's against their own?
You don't know how many things they had to do that was against it.
He don't understand.
Now when you're talking about blowing up your family.
Listen, brother, if it's an order, and it's either going to be you.
But you won't even make it to that part. You won't even make it to that part of the military because they were.
Damn right, I fucking hijack a goddamn Black Hawk and blow them up myself.
We talking. It's so funny, but once again, we'll always say what we won't do. But when you're in that, and
they're brainwashed.
I won't say they're brainwashed, man.
They're brainwashed.
I won't say they're brainwashed.
They are so fucking red, white. And that's fine.
They realize that once they're in,
it's like a game.
You're in.
It's like a game.
And the people that's above you, dude, they can make some shit happen. Yeah. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the big difference right there.
Yeah.
So if you know that I can just wipe you out, like I can make you not exist.
Bro, they like those.
Period.
Those top snipers. You would think they was. You know how far they're away from those people?
Thousands of yards.
Do y'all understand that?
Yeah, I do.
That's how many. That's thousands of football fields.
No, dude.
No, not thousands of football.
Hundreds.
He said yards.
It's hundreds.
Thousands of yards.
Hundreds of football fields.
100. Okay, yeah, my bad. I had one of those moments. But yeah, 100. But that's still a lot of fucking football fields. And he's just.
I mean, we're talking about doing math. To calculate when to.
Yeah,
I know, but that shit is.
But think about
that shit is beautiful.
How many? It's beautiful to you, but you got to live with yourself after that.
I mean, a lot of people.
Hey, a lot of those guys ain't right in the head. They aren't. I don't care.
Have you ever watched
that movie?
12 Strong?
Was that the one that was?
Or was that Lone Survivor? With Marcus Luttrell, and he's the one guy that makes it out.
I've seen a lot of them.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But that was, I think Mark Wahlberg was in that one.
Yeah.
Well,
You said Mark Wahlberg?
it was cool to start the show on a serious note, but I want to talk about these Florida State Seminoles.
All right.
And that 60-plus point ass whooping y'all took.
And y'all begging to
about
get
a
in.
week and a half
And y'all
ago.
begging
guess
to get
what?
in the playoffs.
And we should have been, by the way.
Please.
And by the way, it was genius. I gotta give my hats off. I thought we shouldn't even play in the game.
Y'all
What we
did.
did was genius. What we
He
did
said
was
y'all
genius.
didn't play.
Damn right we didn't. Georgia paid their quarterback $2 million to play in that game. We said fuck it. Third string. Hey, you were a walk-on freshman. Fuck it. You're starting. That's what we did.
But
We had a four-string wide receiver starting at running back.
But who's that embarrassing?
ESPN. We got a bag. We got a bag for playing in the game, and we didn't do shit.
First of
and
all,
Georgia spent all this money to have their quarterback play and all this shit.
How do you know?
I mean, he knows.
It's an NIL deal.
Oh,
But
no, you
listen,
got NIL.
okay, but listen.
Not their
First of all, I think that's a bullshit move. Florida State takes 10 points, 20 points. I thought this whole bowl game season was bullshit.
Why?
And I will explain why. First of all, you let privileged kids who got an opportunity to play for their programs didn't play when they didn't get it because they didn't get an opportunity or they just whatever feel
What do
like
you mean opportunity?
to go to the. I'm just saying. I'm just listening to all my complaints for the bowl game this season. Florida State didn't feel like they all opted out, even though that's another thing. So they opted out. They quit their team. Meaning, there's no culture there. No, hold on. There's no culture there. They just did it.
No culture.
They did it in spite.
No, listen. Let me explain. There's no culture. Let me explain. Let me get all
There's
this
one
out.
place who has culture.
But let me explain. So it's no culture there because all those players that opted out, there's no culture because all they were was bought players. Because they was bought players. If they did it for the culture and really believed in I love the quarterback, and I'm not a Florida State fan, but he loved the game. It came from heart. You know what I'm saying? And there's a couple teams that play with heart. But those players that the number 4, all those players for Florida State that opted out, it's not a culture. They just got paid to play for Florida State that year. They don't give a fuck about Florida State. And they left their team high and and Florida State is bullshit for letting those players go out there undeveloped and get killed.
Okay, how about the ones that Jared Verse, Trey Benson, all these guys that went 10-3 last year, could have gone to the draft. They said, you know what, fuck it, we're running it back. We want to win a natty.
But
they go 13-0. They did everything they're supposed to do, and they say, here's a fucking Orange Bowl.
Okay.
Well, fuck you. I'm not playing it.
But you know what though? Life is not fair. You can do everything right in life and not get promoted. You can do everything right in life and not get the dream house that you want. That's what I love about college football. Y'all scripted that shit away from it. But y'all make that shit look just like the NFL because what people don't care about the NFL is no passion. They're greedy. They just prima donnas. That's what the college level turned into this year. You had players that really cared and they don't give a fuck. You know, like other teams don't give a fuck. You know, it's just
I think they care. The players
players
that's about to get drafted don't give a shit.
No, that's what. Prime example, Missouri. Missouri had a great season. All their players was hungry because they're going against Ohio State.
Okay.
Ohio State put they fucking quarterback number 33. Who the fuck is that? And you know who opted in to play for college football next year? The Biletnikoff, Marvin Harrison Jr., whatever. So he said he's coming back next year, but he opted out to play in the bowl game. Sorry.
I mean,
but he opted out to play in the bowl game, which is bullshit.
So you think he's coming back?
He said he's coming back.
So he opted out.
$20 million to come back.
Hey, and I only.
But he's not playing the game.
So what?
This shouldn't be a choice.
I feel like I agree to an extent there. I feel like there should be a rule where if you're not going to the draft, you got to play. No, or make it so that
you're getting paid.
Make it.
If you're not entering the draft, you gotta play.
You're getting paid in college regardless.
Doesn't matter.
You're cutting the check. You are an employee.
Listen to me. That's
college going to a shit.
Listen to me. No, forget about that.
It is.
These bowl games are before the draft.
Mm-hmm. Straight endorsement.
And if I am dumb enough to play in a bowl game that ain't the national championship game before I go to my draft, and something happens to me, whose fault is that? That's my fault.
Okay, I got
my idiot fault for saying, all right.
For you though. I got a question for you. You know how these general managers, when they go have these meetings with these players, when they having these during the draft session, when they're interrogating them and shit like that, asking them, drilling them personal questions, shit like that.
Right.
You know what I would say?
What?
All I was look at, did you play in you was healthy, right? Mm-hmm. You didn't play in your bowl game. You left your team. Character issue.
Hey, listen, that's you because you're a fan. You're not
looking
at this from a business. Because you left people who are fans of the school down.
No, you committed
at the expense of what?
You committed to that program. You took an opportunity all year from this person. What's that? Whatever that.
The NIL.
That Notre Dame guy, Rudy. Player. You took an opportunity from this guy who loves Notre Dame, who loves Florida State, who wants to play for Florida State because he's not.
How did I take it?
He's not 6'5".
How did I take it?
Because you're 6'5" and
that
you
ain't
don't
my
give
fault.
a fuck, and you just athletic.
That ain't my fault.
I'm 5'11" and I give a fuck, and I can't get
and
on the field.
And I got Mr. Charlie over here wanting to pay me.
And I can't get on the field.
Check this out.
Because he's
Hey, check this out. Hold on, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And this is to anybody else who hear this. It is not my fault that I hit the gene pool lottery and you didn't. My opportunities are going to, just like you said, life ain't fair. Life ain't fair in sports or whatever. Some people have the heart and the passion to do things, but they don't have the physical ability to. I have the physical ability. I may not love it as much as you.
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't matter. That's a personal thing. But I'm good enough. Here's the thing. I may not love it like you do, but I'm still better than you. You may not. You just passionate. You're more passionate than me, but I'm still better than you.
But that's what.
So what difference do
I do agree
that's what this bowl game season was about.
The bowl game season for me
this year, it was all about the prima donnas got what they wanted, and
why? Because there's money involved now.
Real fans looked at bullshit. Looked at people that could have got fucked up. Florida State was dead wrong for putting all those.
Why?
Bro, they had people that
heard
them say it.
Why do you think they did it?
Because they had no choice. All those people quit on them. And this is another thing.
They said quit.
And this is another thing before I get it off.
Why do they have a choice? Tell me that.
Okay, this is another thing.
Why do they have a choice?
I hope they fix this. This is another thing. After the season, that's when you can transfer portal. You can't, and that's when every season. That's not when your season, not when your sorry ass season's over with in week 10. I'm talking about when the championship is over with. That's when everybody hit the.
Yeah, I feel like
that's when everybody hit the transfer portal. Not when you still got bowl games going on. Yeah, because that's what the problem is. You got a person that could have made that game a competitive game, but because Florida State did him dirty, told him we're not. They already know it's a money game.
What they say, the early bird get the what?
Well, they told him
early bird gets the what?
No, but I'm saying that if you make it equal across the board.
Yeah, they will have to do that because now, from what I understand, there's a line you get in. Once you enter your name in the portal.
As soon as the season's over with the regular season, which is bullshit because you got playoffs, you got regular season. So you had Florida State backup quarterback who could have made that game competitive. Because Florida State,
what you're saying.
Listen,
they're going from almost. They're going from.
Okay, that backup quarterback is a
starter. Almost being able to compete for a natty, to now being in this minuscule bowl game.
That's the difference. Georgia earned to be in the Orange Bowl. We didn't earn to be in the fucking Orange Bowl.
What I'm saying is,
if we would have lost the ACC championship,
I'm just saying the guy transferred before he can even play the bowl game. He still was he's committed to Syracuse when he's not even, you know what I'm saying, played to finish his season out.
So I look, I can even I play devil's advocate with all this shit, man. What if the university didn't let him play? What's the big difference? Who would you be mad at?
Well, some universities did that on purpose.
Right, no
but
question.
Florida State wouldn't.
But here's the thing. What my and I'm just getting at this particular point about it, and then I'm gonna let it go. If your favorite team is in a bowl game, and let's say the best players on your team are seniors and draft eligible, and they opt to not play in that bowl game because it's not for the national championship.
I think it's a character issue.
Why?
Character issue.
So check this out. Would you be willing? Would you be willing? Before you answer that, I want you to really think about this.
I will.
Take your fan hat off.
No, I will.
Take your fan hat off.
I will. Because
if you're an athlete,
you know why?
If you're an athlete,
because
if you're an athlete, and you know that your best ability is your availability, and
you wasn't
once
available
again,
for your team.
Mr. Charlie is about to offer me millions and millions of dollars for some years, and you're mad as a fan of this university because this NFL prospect decides to not play in this minuscule bowl game that's for pride now. Get the fuck out of here, man. Are you serious? That's why I always say I can't stand fans, man.
You put your team in that predicament.
Hey.
Yo, sorry ass, put them in that predicament. If you are a top round pick, you should put your team in a championship bowl game.
And we went 13-0.
I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm talking about
look at all the people who got hurt in the bowl games.
That's what I'm saying. What? I know. I get it.
Clemson's running back blows out his ACL. Now he has to come back.
He got to come back now.
Who?
Clemson's running back.
They running back. He tore his shit up.
He blew his ACL out.
Playing in the bowl game.
The Texas A&M quarterback broke his arm up here.
But listen,
in the bowl
they
game.
getting paid now.
So what? They ain't got no, listen.
They're
getting paid from that time until once that is done. If that university, bullshit. If that university decides right then and there, which they can, because your scholarship is year to year. Make no mistake about it. Nobody gets a 4-year scholarship. It is year by year. They'll say it's a 4-year scholarship, but the university reserves the right to keep you or not. Mm-hmm. So, once that university says, all right, your services are, we're going to go a different way this year, however that looks, do you think that NIL people, whoever got that NIL with you think that's going to stand? That money that you talking about you getting paid, once you're not on that team, that stops.
The quarterback they just picked up from Oregon State.
Okay.
His money.
His money. I bet you he signed some new stuff. It ain't coming from Oregon. I bet you wherever he got that NIL in Oregon, it was local.
Yeah, I bet you it was local. The colleges are supposedly not paying.
They aren't. It's local businesses. It's local things.
You do an ad.
Some people get national stuff. Like you might get an AT&T or Wendy's or some KFC, something like that. But a lot of the NIL money comes from local economy. Carl Black, you get what I'm saying? Like, or some of these local dealerships or a local food place that might be huge here, but don't nobody know about it outside of here. Okay. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's localized. So for you to say, "Hey, they're getting paid," nah, dude. They really. Some of them are, but that ain't no NFL money. Come on, Jay.
Millions,
dude. Some.
Okay, put yourself in.
Dude, do you know how the small percentage of? Because let's make no mistake about it. Don't nobody know who the hell these college players are except for y'all. Like until we and for the casual NFL fan like myself who wasn't into college football, I don't know who the hell these kids are coming to the draft. I always rely on Mel Kiper punk ass to say, all right, well, this guy's good, or he's going to go.
Hey, we'll have our own
and by the way, I don't mean to disrespect you, Mel, but I don't think I've ever seen one of your predictions come true. Ever.
Stay tuned.
Respectfully.
Stay tuned. We'll have our own mock draft.
You know what I'm saying? It's like so.
And everything, yeah,
dude.
I'll get you the top 25.
But like I said, though, put yourself in Jared Verse's shoes, right?
Who?
Probably Jared Verse, our defensive end. Probably a first round. Well, definitely a first round. Probably top 10 pick.
Not no more.
What if he goes
Not
out?
No more.
Yes, he will.
Not no more.
Yes, he will.
Not no more.
What if he goes out, blows his ACL in this game? Now what?
He'll still be a first round.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
No, he wouldn't.
He definitely wouldn't be top 10.
I got proof.
No,
I got proof.
He wouldn't. And I want you to do some homework. Since you keep saying, oh, they're making millions. Look at the percentage of college football players that are making millions from NIL. And it's going to be
it's not a
fraction.
Oh, I know.
But here it goes. College football, guess what's next? Guess who makes the next most amount?
Yeah, but listen though.
Guess I'm asking.
What you mean?
So
basketball.
NCAA football is top of the
basketball.
What basketball?
Men.
You out of your mind.
You crazy.
Women's basketball makes more NIL money than anybody else other than football.
And then it's backwards in the pro level.
Brother.
It's backwards in the pro level.
Why is that?
Women's college basketball. It's NCAA with NIL money, then NCAA women's basketball, and then it's everybody else.
Why is that?
Because
you got marketable people right now. You got the
Angel Reese
and the point guard
and what's her name?
Iowa.
Hell,
yeah.
What's her name? Caitlin Clark.
But
I think last year.
That's about it.
Last year, no, it's not. You out of your mind. You got the man. Please,
the coaches are legendary.
Dude, it's so many. Dude, you got Paige Beckers. You got dogs that are playing college basketball, especially on the girls' side. On the women's side,
why is it backwards in the pro level though? When they don't get paid and they gotta go,
I couldn't
and that's
tell
why the
you
girls
why.
Smoking have to go overseas.
I couldn't tell you why, but all I know is they're making a lot of money with NIL money, more than any other sport than football.
They're evening it shit out so players don't have to get caught abroad smoking weed. Because that's what she was doing.
She just had her pen, but that's cool.
Well, that's what her job.
The thing.
She was going overseas to work for a second.
Here's the thing.
Part-time job.
You know why? You know why they got to go overseas? Because people like you and me don't buy tickets to go to WNBA games.
But why is the college level getting paid more then?
Because they have an audience. They have a fan base.
The school people.
They have a fan base.
I'm wondering if it's like a more marketable thing.
They have a fan base. You got a university. You have a smaller venue. So a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like a niche market.
If I was in charge of marketing the WNBA, and this might sound, people may not like what I have to say, but I would have smaller venues. I would adjust the size of the rim, probably a half an inch or half a foot. Make it 9.5 feet. So now you got, instead of 2-3 girls dunking, now you got half the league coming through dunking. It's going to create more excitement. And they've already started to shrink the venues. They're not playing in these massive arenas anymore, which I thought was a problem too, just because, and let's just face it, women's basketball is not as big in the United States as it is abroad. That's apparent. You can look on any YouTube video and look at the top leagues, because a lot of people don't realize too, you can go play overseas, hell, and you'll probably make more money working at Walmart here. Believe it or not. I know this for a fact, on the men's and women's side. So a lot of people go over there trying to pursue their dreams, but they might as well be working at Walmart. I'm just being honest with you, dude. And there's top leagues wherever you go. You got top leagues in Europe. You got terrible leagues in Europe. You got top leagues in Russia. You got terrible leagues. It's just like here with the G League and NBA. It's the same deal overseas.
But would you do it?
Would I do what?
If you was to make what you make at Walmart or whatever, would you go overseas to do it?
Not if I could get a job here doing it. Why would I travel?
I'm just saying, like,
if you could live your
just
dream.
to live your dream.
Oh, to live my dream. You know what? If I didn't have, so I'll just put it. It has to be a lot of scenarios there. I would have to be the only person I'm responsible for. I couldn't have a family here, like a kid or wife or fiance. Then that would be selfish of myself to, one, go and remove myself from my family to go that far away if they can't come with me. And then second, to couple that with not being compensated for going over there when I could have just stayed here and clocked in at Walmart or Home Depot.
But you're living your dream though.
I'm living my dream at what cost though? At what expense? You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So, and there's quite a few people who are doing that, ignoring their responsibilities here, chasing a dream that they're never gonna reach. Because let's face it, once you become 27, 28 years old, and hell, if you're not in the top league overseas, what are we doing here? Because there's some people that go over there and they make a living like 6 figures. That's great. Not everybody makes 6 figures overseas playing basketball. I know that for a fact. I've seen it firsthand. So, it's one thing for you to say, oh yeah, but this money, they're getting this and they're getting that. No, man, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Especially in if you're not a top prospect coming in, dude, forget about it, James. That's why it's so important, especially in basketball. I can't speak for football because football is just a little weird with the way they do everything. But one thing I know about the NBA draft is that if you're in that first 30, that guarantees you nothing less than $1 million for the first 3 years of your contract. Be the 31st pick, and after that, anything can happen. Then now you can be playing for 100,000. You could strictly incentive-based contract. You understand? The money significantly drops, and those first 14, those lottery picks, 1 through 14. That's why you always see the draft. There's only 14 teams where you see in them ping pong balls like that lottery. So when you wanted the first 14 picks, you're going to get the lion's share of the money. That's all that is, man. And you ain't always got to be the best either.
I think with the NIL stuff, they need to make it within the contract that, like, first of all, I think the transfer portal needs to open after the national championship.
Yeah, after the championship.
And I think they might have to start doing something within the contract where it says, like, if you opt out of... Because what's going to happen, eventually, they're going to opt out of national championships.
Nah.
It will.
No,
I think they will.
Because everybody goes to college to play in one. There's not
they
a
will.
soul.
I mean...
There is not a player.
it'll be stupid.
I will go out on a limb
and
to say there will not be a player on a roster and playing for a natty that would not play just because
he will be such the biggest pussy
that would be
on earth.
It wouldn't even say that, but just the sheer anything
now.
could happen.
I think
you go to college to play for a natty.
Yeah.
That's what you go to school.
I think they pussies now because this is my whole thing. You put your whole team. If you don't like the bowl you're in, you put your team in that predicament. So you are sorry leader.
See, you're looking at it from. You're looking at it from a different lens. That's not why they're mad. Listen. I'm not talking about you getting selected to play in some bullshit bowl game. That's not what I'm talking about.
They are.
I'm talking about the prospects that opt out of playing in those games strictly because it may affect their draft process. And I have no problem with that because it's about, no, it's not. It's about me securing my future. Because if I get hurt on this field today and you're a fan, you ain't going to give a shit if I can't help your team.
Hey, this is a gladiator sport, right? And you know what people like hearing? They like hearing, gladiator sports. People like hearing Mike Tyson. I'm going to eat your children. I'm going to bite your face. People love that shit because it's a gladiator sport.
But that shit don't pay the bills.
It does. It does because it's entertainment.
That's talk.
And you want to hear your favorite guy draft somebody to say they want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, this guy is a fucking beast. He's an
animal. But I can't be a beast if I'm fucking like this somewhere with my leg up in a sling.
But you know what though? But when you say, And when I see, because this is what the game is. Football is a team sport. You are a team member, and you quit on your team.
So guess what?
So
how many people play my position? How many play my position? So going back to what you said earlier,
and there's a lot of
let the passionate one play then.
Exactly.
That's you then. I'm still better than you, but you passionate third string, and we don't give you your shot. So that's my fault.
You know who's a passionate player who's not athletically and who's a Hall of Famer that nobody can think of?
Who?
Jerry Rice.
Okay.
Motherfucker runs like a 5 flat, 6'1", and
but he got it done.
Yeah, because he's passionate. But he took it serious.
No,
he's not 6'4".
You're not just gonna sit there and tell me that Jerry Rice was just this mediocre athlete, dude. Fuck you think you're talking to?
What you mean? He practices. His ability came from his work ethic.
Okay.
Look it up.
Listen,
Google it.
I'm just using your words against you, buddy.
I promise you.
You said a team. It's a team.
It's a team.
And if I'm hurt or I decide I can't play this game, it's next man up.
I know.
And you might be more passionate than me about this game.
I'll pick a Jerry Rice.
But I'm just trying to tell you. That's why motherfuckers like you is called fans.
No.
And the people who make the decisions.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
making
you.
The decisions.
So Jerry Rice wasn't a first round pick, but Jerry Rice had a work ethic because he's
not
6'4".
How many? Hey, listen. You know what? For me, is it fair to say?
You know what I'm saying? He's not Randy Moss.
Most of the first round picks that come in the NFL wind up not being shit. It's always some 6th round draft pick
Brock Purdy,
from some.
Jerry Rice is not.
Look from. Georgia Perimeter College or something like that from, you know what I'm saying? So be like Chattahoochee Tech or something like that. You don't know them.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Jerry Rice didn't have a 4.3.
Hey, listen.
He ran a 4.7.
Forgive him.
No, don't forgive me.
For he knows not what he's.
I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So
I'll take heart over talent.
He could have used a better example.
No, that's a great example.
Than Jerry Rice.
He's a great example.
So going by your logic, you would
take Jerry Rice.
You would draft Jordan Travis over whoever because his heart. His heart.
You said not on a quarterback level.
What? Whoa! Now it doesn't matter.
Now it don't matter.
Now it doesn't matter.
Not on a quarterback level.
What you mean?
You know what? Ritter fucked that up.
What you mean?
Ritter fucked that up.
Nah, Ritter messed that up for you.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Fancy.
So, yeah.
That's the fancy.
No, I'm believing.
Here's the difference.
No.
I am able to separate my fan hat from the reality side of the business.
No.
Like, I've been saying, I'm a Bills fan. So, we're going to win the Super Bowl every year until we don't. But you better damn believe that every year we're going to win the Super Bowl until we don't. That's just me as a fan. Do I actually believe that all the time? No. But I'm going to say it on the outside. You get what I'm saying? So, but when reality bites like 1,000 months. So, once again, I'll just put it to you like this. James Jr. is projected to be the #1 pick in whatever draft. Let's say NFL draft, NBA draft. NBA, NFL, whatever it is.
That's not my son.
Right?
That's not my son.
So, all right. But now there's this game that they're saying, all right, you got to play in this game.
What game?
Whatever game it is.
No, tell me what game.
It's a bowl game. A week before the draft starts. And your son is a quarterback or a running back, somebody who takes a pound in the whole game. And they want to feed your son the ball 30 times during this game. And just say he gets hurt. Say they win. But just say he tears ACL and his meniscus.
Hey, man.
So you still going to be a fan about this game the next year? Or when your son drops from the #1 pick to wherever, how would you feel about that? Until something personally affects you, you gonna have your fan hat is not gonna your fan hat is gonna be just like speaking with emotion. It's all emotion, dog. You got to really look at this for what it is.
You don't have a problem. Then why
I don't have a problem with a kid.
Then why have both?
Hey, listen.
Exactly.
Why do it? There's too many of them shits anyway. It should be the main one.
It should only be, in my opinion, we should have a 16 or a 12 team playoff, and those bowl games are the only bowl games.
But you know why you taking opportunities from people from Jacksonville State to get more airtime across the nation. Compared to Florida State getting airtime
once again
every weekend.
Just like this NIL thing came out.
Life ain't fair.
Life ain't fair. You said it best.
Fuck them kids.
You said it best. Hey, so check this out.
Fucked up.
And this sound fucked up, right?
That's fucked up.
This sounds messed up.
That's what y'all saying.
But no, here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, I'm not. All right, so here's what use a perfect example. Arias baby. He just, by the way, he played at Rutgers this past week on Christmas, and played against Camden, New Jersey. Oh my God. In his future arena, take a stab at what he did.
What you mean his future arena?
So he's committed, he signed his letter of intent to go to Rutgers.
Right. So you say he played.
There was a tournament there. The Jersey Mike's something tournament, Christmas tournament. And there was teams from all over the country there. He went there to play against Camden High School, Camden, New Jersey. That's where...
where they ranked in the nation.
Yeah, or whatever they were. I know that's where... and I can't believe... Oh, man. DeJuan Wagner and his son went to school there. The Wagners. Last year was. Ace had 40 and 21 against them.
Damn.
So, 40 and 21. Here's this possibly the number one prospect coming out of next year, coming into the 2025 draft, right? And then you got this kid from, and I'm making this up, from way the hell out Georgia, who plays against nobody and winds up going to Jackson State?
Jacksonville.
All right. Jacksonville. All right. Now, Jacksonville's a small market school, right? Rutgers is in Jersey. Jersey Mike's is a national food chain, right? Food business chain, right? And in Jacksonville, it might be Miss Jones's Chicken Shack. That might be all over the place. That might give an NIL to this kid, right? Versus Jersey Mike's giving Ace an NIL deal. So, is it fair that Jersey Mike's is a bigger establishment than the Chicken Shack joint that's in Jacksonville, but this kid is probably getting $10,000 over here, money that he probably would have never saw, but this kid over here is getting $2.5 million. Is that unfair to you?
No, but that's just about marketing.
So once again,
but listen, you put yourself where you're if you put yourself where your money is at. It's like if you want to be a high endorsement, then you put your money on the tape. Then that means you can go to a bigger school.
You put what on tape?
Your ability on tape.
Bullshit. You got to play against the best.
I know.
And if your team isn't, that's the whole point.
What I'm saying, you have to earn to be the best to get those money.
So all I'm gonna tell you is this: if you good, they come.
Exactly.
So
if you putting mediocre stuff, you're gonna go to Jacksonville State. You putting elite stuff like this kid in Carrollton, ninth grader, that's on Sports Illustrated.
Mm-hmm. What position?
Quarterback. He's putting elite stuff, so that's why he got Alabama and USC.
He's garnered national attention.
You're
so,
right.
But that's not hard to do in football down south.
Oh yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Man, there's so
not
many.
in Georgia.
No.
If you good, if you can play football,
that shit is hard. It's hard as fuck. This
if you can play football,
time out. The quarterback that beat everybody that beat Carrollton quarterback that beat all these top quarterbacks in the that signed all these top recruits.
Okay.
The quarterback did it. He's a no-name quarterback from Walton.
Okay.
He signed with with the only person that gave him a
deal was
Wake Forest.
Okay, that's a great.
And
everybody can't go to Wake Forest.
I know, but
everybody can't go to Wake Forest.
But he wiped out all these top recruits in Georgia, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, and he signed for Wake Forest.
Yo, but guess what? Wake Forest. He's in the ACC
because he didn't get.
Hold on. Can I say this first? Hell with all the other schools in the ACC. Wake Forest is the closest thing to an Ivy League public school that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't care what sport you play.
He's got to have one.
You're going to have to be some type of student
Yeah.
to go there. You can't just, they're not just recruiting you for your talent, is what I'm saying. You got to have brains too.
Yeah.
So for me, the other one, they cut through the tape. All right, that's not bad. You still went D1 and you in the ACC, so that's a terrible analogy. He went D1. Even though
he had one offer.
Doesn't matter. That one offer was still ACC.
I'm just saying, compared to all these people in the same area who had Ohio State, all these top names that we talked about.
Why do you think it is?
That we talked about?
No, why do you think they got more
because they had the hype from a long. They had the hype.
So this kid from Walton, what's he doing? Is he there, or just has he played yet, or is he going there now?
No. He's been with him. He just
how's he doing there?
He took him to the championship.
Who at Wake Forest?
No.
This kid at Carroll?
No, Walton.
Okay, but I got you.
He's not
has
at
he
Wake
played?
Forest.
He's not at Wake Forest.
Okay,
but he just wiped out all these top names.
Okay, that's cool. How tall is
he? He's small. Wait. He's probably. Yeah, I think he's probably 6'1".
Okay, so he's decent height for a quarterback. All right. Do you feel like these other kids are better than him?
They are better.
Absolutely. He could just have a great system.
No.
He could have a great system.
He plays with
He
heart.
could have a great system.
That motherfucker plays with heart.
He could have a
great
system.
So a quarterback playing with heart, and then you're still.
I want to take Jordan Travis. I mean, you give me another quarterback.
So I'm just going back to your point again.
Why?
This is your emotion coming through again.
No.
The kid, yes, they beat all these top. Okay.
Jordan Travis plays with heart, but he can't make all the throws. That's why I won't take him. If he was,
but when he went against the Heisman, he made him look silly.
He didn't.
He did though. He torched their defense.
His defense.
Who did?
Jordan Travis.
Jordan Travis will never get drafted.
Who's Jordan Travis?
His quarterback that broke his leg.
Okay.
He took him. He's a good college quarterback. He played with emotions. I get that, but he's not talented.
So what is your argument then? But you keep saying he plays with heart. He plays with heart.
Yeah,
then I give you
but
someone
not
who
him.
really
Not
plays
him,
with heart.
but not
why?
Him. I'll give you another.
He wins.
Give me another quarterback. I'll give you
wins.
another quarterback. Lamar Jackson plays with heart. He's emotional as fuck.
But Lamar's nice.
Okay.
Look at his other
saying.
stats.
That's what I'm saying.
How the fuck are you gonna use him?
Why would you use him?
Well, sorry.
It's like
Yo,
the
look,
best
and now if
quarterback
you just said like Kirk Cousins or somebody like that, like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
why does he have a job and why does Kirk Cousins have a job and Cam Newton doesn't?
Because Kirk Cousins is smart with the ball. He don't.
Kirk Cousins ain't shit.
He
Ain't
is.
been shit.
Kirk
Ain't gonna be
Cousins-
shit.
That's-
He's never been better than Cam Newton.
Yeah, he has.
I could care less what you think about Cam personally, but you know, and they know that right now, Kirk Cousins ain't good as Cam Newton, and Cam Newton ain't played in 2 years.
Yeah, he is.
Shit me.
I would take
Kirk Cousins.
Why?
Kirk Cousins a playoff.
I just
Why?
would throw out on him more.
Kirk Cousins.
I'd have
is a
more
playoff
faith in
quarterback.
Kirk Cousins.
Newton.
I've been hearing about Kirk Cousins, and what's the other one? The other guy that was in the league forever that ain't never do shit that played
Joe
for the Raiders.
Flacco?
No, Joe Flacco's still doing his thing. But this kid used to play for the Raiders. Is that Cousins too?
No. Carr.
Carr. That's who I meant to say. Carr.
Carr is at the Saints now. Yeah,
So, how long has he been around?
He's in double-digit years, probably 10 or 12.
Has he ever done anything?
Nothing.
Do you think he's better than Cam? Fuck no.
No.
Not at all.
But you know what?
I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I'll
It's
call
a
it what it
politic- it's a
is.
politic game.
No question it is, man. No question it is. And with all of his baggage, and you can say what you want, but I ain't even no football fan like that, but I know that this guy, you hard pressed to find somebody who's won at just about every level they played at. He won a Pop Warner championship. He won a high middle school championship. He won a high school championship. He won a junior college national championship. He won a BCS national championship and made it to the fucking Super Bowl.
First round
Almost, and he was the MVP of the league.
First round pick.
Come on, man.
But he was a first
How
round
many How many
but
people?
He was a first round
how
pick.
doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I understand what you're saying, but you're talking about a winner at every level.
But that's a first round pick.
But there's been people who've been in first round picks that can't mirror anything like that.
He's supposed to do. He was getting paid on every level.
Once again, right now, as a, you're telling me
So-
that there are 30 quarterbacks and 30 backup quarterbacks right this minute that are getting paid that's better than that dude right now coming off the college.
No. I don't. But
Absolutely
this
not.
is the thing. It's a politics.
So exactly. So let's call it for what it is. You can not like how he dresses. You can not like what he says. But one thing you cannot deny is when he's on that field and given an opportunity, he's gonna get you something. He's gonna give you something.
He'll get you something, but he'll also give you controversial.
That's everybody.
Okay,
but
but
why? That's off the
Do you
field
think
shit.
he could get a deal if he wanted one right now?
No, because he's shooting a shot now.
I feel like if
he's shooting a shot
I feel
now.
like he probably wants too much money if he can't get it.
No, he's shooting a shot. He's shooting a shot.
It's not even about that, man.
He's shooting a shot now because he's making, he made all this controversial by saying, he's calling out these quarterbacks that he's saying he's better than.
Fuck yeah. And why wouldn't I? Hey, look, why would you say that? Hey, check this out. Jamal Crawford. You know who Jamal Crawford is?
Yeah.
Jay Crossover. Basketball player. He's retired, right? Do you know what his last game, guess what he scored in his last game that he played in the NBA in an arena?
10 points.
He had 51 points off the bench. Guess how old he was?
40.
39.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, there are guys right now. This guy is in his early 40s right now. And I know for a fact that guy right this minute can get a contract and go help a team right now in the NBA. Right now, but he won't get a chance because of whatever reason.
But you know what, though? Why should he? Like, Dan did they time, dog. The world is still got young people growing and growing and growing. You fucking did your time. You did it. Go. I mean, that's my thing. Like,
I just feel like
LeBron's 38, still playing. Vince Carter played till he was 42.
He's doing it. He has a goal in mind.
Vince Carter played till he was 42.
He had a goal in mind.
He did not. He was just playing. His body allowed him to play. And somebody signed him to a contract. His body allowed him to play. So, this guy, you got these veteran guys who can, like right now, your boy, your hometown boy, Boogie Cousins is better than just about every center in the NBA right now. He should be playing. DeMarcus Cousins is better than more than half of the NBA centers right this minute. Why ain't he playing? Right this minute. Because it's all bullshit. It's politics. Hence the reason why you can get drafted above somebody and get a big contract and get your ass handed to you every day in practice by this whoever the hell in practice, and it's not going to make a damn. Simply because somebody that's got a position somewhere made a decision, that's my kid right there. I recruit, that's my draft prospect right there. And then they go through and follow through the process and they get you there. Now it's money and egos involved. How did you overlook this kid right here that's making peanuts on in practice every day on the team, but he's a practice player pretty much. And he's kicking this star player's ass every single day and won't ever get a shot. Nothing's going to change for this guy. Is that fair?
I got you.
It's politics, man.
All right, so I got you. What you got with the Giants, man? I sent you a clip. So
we're going back to conspiracy theory type.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you guys think that giants existed or exist now? Like giant people.
Fuck yeah, we got them all over the place. We got
What
a
do you
7'5" kid.
No, I'm talking like
that's a
20,
giant.
No, I'm talking like 20 feet though.
I don't think so. I
Never
think that's
existed?
all. No, I don't think so. I think a giant. So you got to understand too when you got to put things in the context. Young guys. So if you look back in history and look at how us as man has evolved over time, we have steadily evolved. You know what I mean? But do I think there were people who could be deemed as giants back? Imagine a population that probably never saw a person over 6 feet tall or close to 6 feet. See somebody 7'6" or 7'5". You get what I'm trying to say? Or somebody like Andre the Giant, a 7-footer, the wrestler from back. Those were considered giants.
But what if they saw something in the ocean, a helmet, a gladiator helmet, where a whole man can walk in the ocean?
I mean,
and then you see.
I just feel like that's a statue or something.
I just think it's a statue, man. Like for what you're talking about, but do
asking.
I think like people other than I think the tallest person ever recorded was like 8 feet tall. I want to say possibly I could be wrong, but I believe those were considered giants back then because they were few and far in between. And the average person, let's say hell, the average person is about James height. What you say?
I'm average height.
Average height, right? I'm not being. That's not a
That's
stat
a
at
compliment.
you. I mean, it's an average height.
I am average.
So
yeah, I don't want to sit next to Lee next time because it makes me.
Hey, look, man.
I need to sit by myself.
Hey, we miss you today too, man.
Yeah,
I hope you feel better. Get better, buddy.
I need to sit by myself because I look like a little kid.
Hey, I think we have the most diverse
group,
the most unlikely of.
But that's what makes it fun.
I think it's fun that way too, and we're gonna get better over time. This is in its infancy stages, ladies and gentlemen. We're having fun, and we hope you are too. We're just a bunch of guys just talking about what we know and some things that we don't.
Yeah. See, but there's people who think that like the giants are like, they think I'm talking giants is in terms of like. They think that the mountains are dead giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are people that are just batshit crazy to me.
But they have, some of these mountains, when you look at them from a view, they're like,
Hell, if you look at the ground on a hot day, it looks like it's wet too.
But everything has a meaning because the ground, look, sometimes you just got to pay attention to... the hidden signs around you. If
it was a 20-foot person, the goddamn remains would be found somewhere. They found everything
there's a conspiracy theory with this TikToker, the guy, I forgot what country, I think it was here or somewhere in Alaska. He was a TikToker. He said he saw, it's a deep rabbit hole. He said he saw a giant. He put it all on TikTok. Because he filmed it and it looked suspicious. Everybody, the whole world saw it. And then he started getting some weird threats from maybe might have been the government or something. And then he was showing himself going up the mountain one time, and then he got harassed by somebody and got chased away from the mountains. And then he had some suspicious people show up at his house in an unmarked car and stuff like that. Then he showed himself being scripted, acting like he was being held hostage, or for everybody looking at
staged.
Yeah. So he was like, "Hey guys, this is my last time filming this about this. I'm sorry I make this up." And then
that was it.
And then he had another one. He's like, "Look, I didn't make this up. They're trying to kill me." And that was the last. And that was the last one.
So.
And he was claiming he saw giants. And
I'm calling cap, man.
I'm just saying,
I'm just calling cap. That's me.
I got you, but the guy's dead.
Like I've seen massive human beings that like like, dude, like, how are you this big?
But this guy is, what I'm saying is, driving on a regular road and looking up in the mountains and saw a human-like body. From, you know how...
I get what you're saying. Was it like a statue?
No, because he lives in that city. He lives in that city. So they know what it's obvious because it's...
You have to send me this thing.
I want to see it, man. But
I got you.
You know,
I mean, it's old as
if
fuck.
I can't
It's
see it
like
with my own two eyes...
It's 3 years old. I mean, it's
then,
old as fuck. But the guy is, the mysterious of his death is still...
Oh, so he died.
Yeah, because what you heard, that last video is what everybody heard of.
Listen, man.
Is, hey, they trying to kill me.
It's been a list of people who have disappeared under suspicious circumstances. You talking about, there's people who have come up with things, with inventions that would bypass the oil industry, bypass the gas industry, bypass all of these money-making industries, even with automobiles. Like, you have the hydrogen, what is it, the hydro, they say the cars that run off water. Mm-hmm. That's been a thing a couple times. You had another guy who had a carburetor that didn't take fuel. He died, like mysteriously disappeared. So I think when you threaten industry with invention that could bankrupt an industry, that's when you have to be awfully careful about how you go about doing things and when you go public with things, because you got to understand that if you can bankrupt somebody's industry, how desperate would they be to get rid of your ass?
But you get what I'm... This is the whole thing. Some of this stuff we don't even need. Like, we don't even need to pay for it.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff we don't need.
Like electricity. You know what? All this stuff that we think is like ancient history, was ancient history, but it was
been around forever.
Like the pyramids.
Yeah, they had electricity in pyramids.
You know what? All those pyramids, all these statues and shit for? It was for electricity. They was getting electricity for free from nature and stuff, and people, and now we're paying for the shit. That's hidden stuff that people don't realize. Those pyramids was done for electricity purpose for the Egyptians. That was all these stuff was technology and stuff was done. But these pyramids and
I get you, man. But it's just one of those things where we just everything once things can be monetized, then that's when people are corrupt. They will do whatever they have to do to suppress the, as the kids say now, the ops, or however that looks these days. Somebody who's threatening their existence or their, the climbing of their company or their said product or whatever it may be. So when competition breeds envy, it breeds a lot of things, man. So you just got to be careful with certain inventions. That's why I say, if kids are in science and they're good, 9 times out of 10, they'll be working for the government, whether they want to or not. You think that? Just being honest with you. Yeah. If you're a kid that is a wizard at science, 9 times out of 10, they're going to find you.
Mm-hmm. You'll be able to DNA to find,
Huh? No, it ain't even about that. I'm talking about as far as you may think you're going to be doing one thing and you're going to be doing something totally different.
What you have?
We'll kind of start wrapping it up with a couple of questions. I don't know if anybody else, if you guys have seen this, but Kirby Smart to the Falcons.
I'm calling cap.
There could be some smoke there.
Why?
Hey, apparently, I don't know. You can go on Twitter and start looking, but
why you think it's got some smoke in it?
People are on there claiming that Arthur Blank is offering him $20 million a year.
I will do whatever Arthur Blank make that shit happen, cause I need a winning franchise, dog, so I can be proud of something. You know, I don't like being a bandwagon with.
Hey, yo, my condolences
I'm about to be a
about
Washington
yesterday,
Huskies
too,
fan.
by the way.
I'm about to be a Washington Huskies fan.
Condolences.
See, that's the difference.
I don't give a damn.
I could 3 wins, and I'm repping this shit.
You know,
I don't give a damn.
how was your day?
That was my
I thought about
childhood
you
team.
yesterday, too.
What you mean?
You know,
Alabama lost?
Shouldn't have ever been
You know,
Should have never been in that
yeah.
game.
Yeah, like,
Georgia should have been there anyway.
Yeah, well, they
Over
did.
Alabama, yeah.
You know,
Georgia
even
was
with
a better
that,
team.
they really were, and you know it. They had a good game. Y'all had a good game.
We lost in overtime. I mean,
So y'all
so
still
it's
lost.
two scenarios that's going to happen after this.
And do you remember I made my prediction weeks ago? Who did I say was going to win the whole
Michigan.
thing? Michigan. I think they're still going to do it.
I got Washington.
Because you know why?
It's-
You know why
it's-
Washington's not going to win?
They not.
You want to know why?
It's just not.
Do you want to know why? I can just tell you. Just look at the games yesterday.
There's no markable names on there.
Well, no, it's not even that. Finks, that guy. Is that how you say his name?
Penix.
Penix. Listen. One thing didn't happen yesterday.
What's that?
Nobody touched this motherfucker yesterday.
He's getting rid of the ball.
No.
He is.
Listen, he was got a great touch, but he had all day back there. He was picking people apart yesterday. What happened to y'all quarterback yesterday?
And that's what would have
What happened?
That's what would have happened.
What happened to y'all quarterback
This is a
yesterday?
difference. This is a difference.
How many times did they touch it?
But listen, this is a difference.
That's gonna be the
This
difference
is a
in the
difference.
game. Right
This is
there.
a difference. This is a difference. That quarterback Milroe will not be. It's going to be a Jalen Hurts situation. He's going to be there next year. He's not going to be the
Did you
starter.
just hear what I just said?
I know, but it's not him.
No,
It's
you
not him.
didn't
He's not
hear what I
developed.
said.
He ain't developed.
Who got to your quarterback yesterday?
He ain't
Michigan's defense.
He don't know football. If you don't know how to read,
Bro, it
basic-
doesn't matter who the fuck you had at your quarterback. Your line is terrible.
Dude,
It don't
did you hear what I said?
It does matter.
They touched
the game
your
is
quarterback
won.
9 times yesterday. 5 in the first half. Come on,
the
James.
ball was given. He was getting the balls low every game.
Exactly.
Every snap.
Hey, y'all.
So-
hey, listen. Y'all center was ass
Yeah,
yesterday.
he was
He's
that was-
terrible.
He looked like he was shook daddy out there.
Yeah.
And this is why I wanted to play them so bad, because I wanted to see
Oh
our
my God.
defense.
He lost.
We
Hey,
Five,
bro.
60.
Them joints was coming out like this.
and by the way,
To the center.
Jalen Milroe had 116 yards passing. Our quarterback 3 had 139 versus Georgia.
It was it.
And I mean, it's like
It was.
Yo,
this is shitty.
I think the
Garbage.
difference in the game.
That yesterday was just shit football.
I think the
It
difference
was
in
the
the
whole
game.
season, the whole bowl game. Bruh, that was a championship playoff. So
And Michigan's punt returner can't fucking catch a punt.
They muffed it. Like, dude, it was
I
almost
mean, just
disaster.
missing
It
field
was a
goals,
sloppy
missing
game.
snaps.
But-
It's like
Yeah.
this looks like
It was a big
shit
game.
Once again, I'll say this.
No, it was not good football. That was shit football.
It was a big game.
It was
for them.
terrible.
I'll say
No,
this.
it was sloppy. But I'm saying in their head, it was big game. They was sloppy. They was nervous.
Right.
That's what it was showing.
But I'm going to say this.
And
The
it was-
difference in the national championship game is going to be that
Who makes the least mistakes?
Michigan is going to be able to make Penix uncomfortable in that pocket. That young man has tremendous touch when he has time. If he don't have no time, he already tore his knee up once, right? Twice. So he ain't gonna be trying to move around too much. You know, he can get somewhere when he need to, but if those schemes are like they were yesterday coming after him, because let's make no mistake about it, they confused the shit out of y'all defense. I mean, y'all offensive line yesterday.
Yeah, the offensive line is fine.
Like their
But I think
their
I blame
scheme,
the
they
offensive
confused y'all to
coordinator.
death.
Tommy Reese is a horrible offensive coordinator. He is.
No,
He should
he's not.
be. Yeah, he is.
Y'all just
he is terrible.
He is. That guy is horrible.
Fucking
You
hilarious.
do a quarterback draw in the whole team.
You
the
think
whole-
that was the play?
Yeah, it was the play.
That wasn't the play
It was
call.
the play.
I think it was
That's
a
the only
play and
play
it got
that
blew
worked.
up.
I think
That's
it
the
got
only
blew up.
play.
It got blew up because your
It was a
shitty
play.
offensive
I don't
line.
think that was
It was
the.
good
I don't
play.
think that was the.
I'm a fan. I see the conference.
What was this? What was that? Like 7? Like what they have 7, 8 yards ago
No,
before
it was
they?
3 yards.
It was
That was
3
3
yards.
yards.
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
yards.
Yo,
They
They,
did a
Saban
quarterback
said
draw.
it was their 2-point conversion play.
Yeah.
And that's what they felt gave them the best
Yeah,
shot was
which
to put
was
in their
a
quarterback's
quarterback
hands.
draw.
And he said it got blown up.
Yeah, because
It got blown up.
because the guard didn't pull. But it's a stupid ass play because the coordinator can't
Once
coordinate
again,
shit to make anything
Their
else.
defense had been in the backfield all fucking game.
And that's what we would have done.
And that is a fact.
You
Hey,
know,
listen.
I hope
We would've
those
been
One
on
time
that
I can
shit.
honestly say, I sat and watched every snap of that game yesterday.
I did too. No,
I watched it, and I don't.
I saw it.
I don't. I watched every snap of that Alabama,
saw it today.
the Alabama-Michigan game. I watched every second of that game.
But I got.
And that's rare for me to watch a college game that long.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say
It was a
that.
good game. I thought it was
Yeah.
very entertaining.
Sloppy.
But one thing I can honestly say is that y'all quarterback was on his back more than the cheap hole yesterday, bro.
He won't be the quarterback next year, though. He won't.
So
it's gonna be a
okay.
different-
Well, will Saban be the coach next year?
yeah, of course.
And how much longer does he have?
Hey, listen, man.
3 or 4, maybe
3 or
5.
4 more.
Nick
What if he
Saban
wins?
is the real life Mr. Woodcock. He's not going anywhere.
What if he wins another one?
He's
Is he
healthy.
done?
He's healthy. He loves it. He's healthy.
Listen,
Apparently, it got leaked that if he won this one, then he was done. That's what
he
his
doesn't
daughter-
have anything
that's what
else
his
to
daughter
prove there.
said.
He doesn't have.
But he has nothing to
And
prove.
if he did, I told you I
And
want.
whether nothing that he can do right now can ruin his legacy, other than him doing something
And you know what's
morally
you know
dumb.
what's, you know what's crazy? The longest drought. This is the longest drought Alabama has been without winning a championship. 3 years. That's the longest drought
Since the Bear Bryant era, or just period.
since Saban. Era.
Since Saban been in there, okay.
Since 2007.
Hey, look, man. You know,
2007.
all
the
good
longest
things.
drought, 3
All
years.
good things come to an end,
It
my
ain't over.
dude.
It
Listen,
ain't over. They got
Kirby
beat in
Smart
overtime.
done. Listen, whether you want to believe it or not, Kirby Smart is going to be at. Barring him leaving and going pro, if that ever happens,
So you
he's
really
going to
think
be
that's
a
gonna happen?
thorn. No, I don't.
I
But
think it might.
But listen,
because of 20
That's the
mil,
only way you can get him from Georgia.
listen.
He's not going anywhere.
He's going to be a thorn in the
You wanna go?
NCAA side
Do I want
for
him?
quite some time.
Yeah.
Do you know how much talent comes through here?
I think he's the best coach in football.
Do you know how
So
much?
you want him to go to the Falcons?
Yeah.
Listen,
You'll be a Falcons fan?
do you
No.
know? Because he
I
wanted to
just
get
want
his
him
ass
out of
out of
college.
college.
No,
I just
I want to go
college,
get
that's
to the,
out of
I want to go to
college.
those games. You become a Falcons fan, we can
No,
go
but
to the
I've
house
listened.
tailgate with
I've
your
listened.
ass.
I've listened to him talk though. Have you heard his pre-game speeches?
He's a fucking gladiator.
Yeah, he's
Hey,
like, don't
listen,
kill these
man.
motherfuckers.
Hey,
Yeah, he's
listen,
a
man.
gladiator.
Listen.
Yeah, I mean, I
Kirby
love
Smart.
that shit.
Is going to be a thorn in college football side for quite some time, because now Georgia is looked upon as the place to be, because let's just face it, man. Right now, like, it's a lot of talent
I think
right here in the state.
Georgia would beat every team in the top 4 right now.
Right now, those top 4 teams right now, I don't think any of them would stand a chance if Georgia
No,
was in
I
there.
don't either.
I really
But
don't.
I will say,
They're the best-
every
they're the
time
best.
They're the better team. They
Every
really are.
time-
And I'm not just saying that because
No,
we
they're the
live
better
here.
team.
every time Georgia plays Bama in the SEC championship, they just piss down their leg. It's like
It's like
a
something.
mental
Like it'd be
game.
something. It'd be something dumb that happens.
Because Saban is the
It could be
teacher.
that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like student teacher type deal. And I get it.
He whatchamacallit, Kirby Smart is good.
But why
because-
can they beat them in the Natty but not in a SEC? What is the
But that was
SEC?
some lucky shit.
No, it wasn't
Yeah,
lucky.
it was.
It was
that
not.
shit was lucky as fuck.
Y'all lost.
That was the only time they beat us. The only time. And that was some lucky shit.
What happened the year
That
after?
was, they,
Y'all ain't make it. Fuck you talking about?
I'm just saying.
Because if I'm not mistaken, they played against TCU or somebody, didn't they?
That's
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah, that's right. Georgia went back to back. You damn fool. Where y'all was at the year?
Yeah, but
the
that
year
was-
they beat y'all. What happened to y'all the next year? That's all I'm saying.
Did they play us that year?
Y'all wasn't in the national championship game.
No, we haven't been in 3 years.
You goddamn right you haven't. Why?
We saw why last night.
Why?
Fuck.
Why haven't you been there in the last 3 years? Because who's been there?
Yeah.
Kirby.
Yeah.
But I will say this: that Georgia,
And they should have had. They should have beat y'all ass the first time. they
I
was there.
think
Tua
they.
fucked y'all
I
up.
think you might be surprised.
Tua came in and fucked y'all up. That's when he been
I think
hurts.
you might be surprised when Bama pushes out Saban.
They ain't pushing shit.
Because let me tell you
You
what's gonna
got a
happen.
statue
Let me
now.
tell you what's gonna happen. Saban, Kirby's gonna go to. Let's say Kirby goes to the Falcons, whatever.
He'll
Kirby
never do
goes to
that. That would be a
NFL.
blessing.
Okay, just listen.
That will never
Just
happen.
hypothetically listen to this. Georgia goes to the Falcons.
Kirby.
Now the Georgia spot's open. Who comes in? Who does Bama want when Saban leaves? Dan Lanning. Who's gonna come into Georgia when Kirby leaves? Dan Lanning. They're gonna push out Saban and get fucking Dan Lanning. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You don't think so?
Listen.
I promise you. This shit.
How old is Nick Saban now? What is he going about? 70 something? So listen,
But he's spunky as
it's
fuck.
gonna be like this, man. Like
He'll be a
I never
Petrino.
thought I would see it, but
He'll be a
hey,
Petrino.
think this. No,
He'll be
I'll put it to you like this.
He'll be Petrino.
I've never seen another coach at Syracuse or Duke until this past.
2020.
I'm 51, and I've never seen. This will be the first. These are the first times that I'm seeing. Not a Jim Boeheim coach Syracuse team, and a Mike Krzyzewski-less Duke team.
I mean, it's
all good things come to an end.
Yeah, I ain't saying.
It's all I'm trying to say.
Saying,
so even if this dude has like, it's either gonna be health reasons, or he just gonna give up.
Yeah.
Like, what else does he have to prove?
I
think if he won this year, I could see him riding out the sunset if he would have won.
Fuck yeah.
Saban, I can honestly see that.
Especially
what else would you have to prove?
With the way the transfer portal is and NIL now, I don't think he likes it.
I don't like it.
Oh, I'm gonna say this. Next week we're gonna talk about, is D2 the new D1 for college football and basketball prospects for the first year or two? Just keep that on your mind. Is Division 2 the new Division 1
Fuck, we have to write that
other than going to junior college for these kids now? Because now that this transfer portal is a thing, a lot of high school athletes are getting less offers to go to these big schools, because if a coaching staff has to say, all right, my job is on the line and I've got a kid who already been there. He knows, he's been through a college experience. He knows how to eat correctly on the training table. The learning curve is not as heavy as it's going to be with this top high school prospect. Yeah. So I'm going to go with this kid from the portal. So those high school scholarships are dwindling. So as parents and coaches on high school levels, we need to now start looking at other options to start with, then go to these lower level schools, prove yourself, that put your numbers up or whatever you have to do, then enter the portal to get. Because now your chances of getting picked up go like it's exponentially higher than it is you coming out as a 4 or 5-star athlete out of high school, getting to these major programs, or hell, not even say, or even getting a chance to play. You get what I'm saying? So I think us as parents and coaches at the grassroots and high school level need to start conditioning these players and parents, dare I say, to start looking at these other alternatives and understanding that this is not the end of the road if you do not go directly to a Division 1.
Or get a scholarship.
You're going to get a scholarship, but if you're just not going to play at a
you can walk on to those
Power 5 conference right away, it's not going to hurt.
But you can walk on to those D2 schools easily.
But it's a walk on. Why? Because you can still get full rides.
Well, I'm just saying, if you did
only time they don't, like D2s, they get full rides still. D3, and that's different. So you get full ride NAIA, you get a full ride D2, you get a full ride, but I do know Division 3 schools do not offer scholarships, not athletic scholarships. But that's, and junior college, even still JUCOs, like community colleges. It's a lot of great community college programs, basketball and football around the country. And kids need to start considering this, because there's just not going to be enough Power 5 school
I don't even think there's a Power
that are
5
going to be
anymore.
that are going to have the leeway.
Pac-10 is gone, so there's no Power 5.
But still, we're talking high major colleges. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Those are going to start dwindling for high school athletes. So that's just what I'm getting at. And you do your research on it, and we can talk about it next week, man.
All right. We'll see you next week.
So long, and be safe.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Gang, gang.